Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip where somebody says the majority of women are plus size and can't find clothes at a normal store. I can get behind the majority of people being plus size, but the majority not being able to find clothes at a normal store, I think that's where a lot of fat activists get confused. They're like, the majority of women are plus size, but I can't find any clothes. Because perhaps the majority are like a 14 to 16, not like a 20 to 30, you know, the upper echelon of obesity. We're also going to be taking a look at a bonus clip. You may have noticed that this is not Fat Shaming Fridays. I'm retiring the series for now. Those videos never get a lot of clicks. Before we continue, please click like and subscribe so that I may apply comb to mustache. Alright, she's going to be responding to this comment that says, wait, girl, I'm a size 14 to 16, which is plus size, right? And I find clothing in all the stores. I get what you're saying, but we have clothes, girl. LOL. Alright, the comment brings up the point that they can find clothes despite being a size 14/16. We can find clothes, girl. Let's see what this person has to respond with.
I want to talk about this comment because I think it's very common for people to only consider themselves.
Maybe.
But a 14/16 is like a small fat. And if you don't understand what I mean by small fat, please look up the fatness spectrum.
Okay, it is a small fat, but I don't think the majority of people are larger than a small fat. As we can see here from the fatness spectrum, a small fat is a 1x to 2x, 18 and lower, torrid size 00 to 1. A mid-fat is a size 2x to 3x or 20 to 24. A super fat is a 4x to 5x, and infinifat is a 6x and higher. I think you're kind of missing the point of this person's comment. The point of their comment is, girl, I'm plus size myself, and I can find clothes anywhere. So if you can't, you must be beyond plus size into like problem town, you know? Right next to we have a situationville.
I am a size 26 in bottoms, or like a 4X typically.
Okay, your situation is not typical. The majority of people might be plus size at this point, but that's on the lower end, the size 14 to 16 like the commenter, and that's their point. I think you're missing the entire point. The entire point was, dude, I'm plus size and I can find clothes anywhere. If you can't, then you're beyond plus size. You're into like medically obese territory now. Pretty sure that was their point and you're totally missing it. You're trying to counter that with, but I am larger than that. Some people are larger than that. I would say that being morbidly obese is the outlier. We have not yet reached the stage of the movie WALL-E. If we continue on this trajectory, we will be there shortly.
Do you know how many stores that I can shop at?
Why would we cater the whole world to the minority or the outlier?
It's literally Lane Bryant, Torrid, or if I drive an hour away to the Target that actually carries a bigger selection than my local Target.
Okay. Yes, the larger you get, the less options you're going to have.
Maybe Target. I used to be able to shop at Old Navy in store, but that's a whole different scenario.
Oh yeah, what happened? Did they change or did you change? You used to be able to shop at Old Navy, can't shop there anymore. This might be, I don't know, some kind of flag. Perhaps red. I would see that as a red flag myself. I'd be like, wow, I used to be able to shop here, and now I can't. I'm guessing that you outgrew their selection.
But just because you are a small fat, which honestly you're the average size of the US woman, does not automatically mean that all plus size people have access to clothing.
Just because you're larger than a small fat doesn't mean that the majority of people are, and therefore stores would cater to you. Clearly, the majority of people are not morbidly obese, otherwise stores would have more of a selection for morbidly obese individuals.
The majority of US women are plus size and do not have access to clothing.
The majority of women in the US are plus size and do not have access to clothing. See, I didn't clickbait you. There it was right there, she said it. Say something dumb, dude, it's going in the title. You just contradicted yourself. A moment ago, you said that you're a small fat. That's on the lower end of the fatness spectrum. That's why you can find clothes in the store. And then you went on to say that you are larger than a small fat. And then you went on to say that the majority of women are plus size and can't find clothes in a normal store. So which is it? Are the majority of women small fats and can find clothes at any store? Or can the majority of women not find clothes at any store? I don't know because you said both. Let's take a look at a bonus clip by the same person. They're responding to this comment that says, "Not if the data in science is your echo chamber, lol. I've seen the data in science, which is how I knew to say you're wrong." Psh, how dare you? Are you saying you've been to fluffykittenparty.org? Or was it .com? And you still don't believe their argument? Oh my goodness. You read those articles in bad faith, sir. Don't you love that stupid argument? They're like, is this conversation in good faith? Dude, shut up. No, it's not in any kind of faith. It's just an argument, okay? When I argue with somebody, there's no faith about it, okay? I've literally had activists say that to me before when they're in my DMs trying to argue with me about stuff, and they're all like, is this a good faith argument? I'm like, what? What the hell? What are you talking about? I disagree with you, okay? That's where we're at.
I know this is going to sound wild to you, but fat people also do research and also look at science.
No, it doesn't sound wild at all, man. I'm glad that you do science and research and all that type of stuff. That's cool, dude. So you were able to find a lab coat in your size, is what you're saying, okay? Normally you can't get clothes, but you were able to find a lab coat in, what was it, 4X, 5X or whatever? Okay, that's good. It's good that science is all-inclusive.
We also have the capability of looking up science and studies.
Looking up science. Looking up science. Oh, man. Dang it. You got me. Don't hit me with that science that you looked up, please.
And reading them and analyzing them and seeing what the data has to say.
Okay, here's my prediction. You're going to find some kind of science that says it's not your fault, right? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. I'm just going to cut right to the chase here. Your end goal is to find science that says whatever way you look and however your body is not your fault. That's the only science that you're interested in finding, right? You have confirmation bias. You're trying to find that conclusion, and you'll weed out every other bit of information until you find something that proves that. We can't get into science with our emotions involved because we might seek out a conclusion that supports what we already believe because we're so thoroughly emotionally invested in it. You might ignore the countless articles saying how bad obesity is for you and how it's totally in your control and look just straight to fluffykittenparty.org, or was it .com, to look up information that supports your hypothesis. If you want something to be true bad enough, you will look up science that says that that is true and ignore all the conflicting studies. People do it all the time.
I honestly think it's part of anti-fat bias to believe that fat people are just stupid and don't understand science or data.
It's just a part of anti-fat bias. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If you want to be taken seriously, just say that there's people out there that are just biased against you for no darn reason, and they're just out to get you. That makes your argument seem really legitimate, dude. Now I really want to listen to you. Okay, so the reason why there's all this conflicting data is because of all the anti-fat bias that people have for whatever random reason. They're just randomly out to get you. Okay, your science is really adding up now.
Because we're not. We're not stupid.
Nobody's saying that you're stupid, but if you go out and try to find data that supports the idea that being obese is fine and it's not your fault, which is basically what we're about to do right here, I'm pretty sure, then you are definitely silly. You're definitely a goofball, okay?
We are able and capable of looking at things from all perspectives.
All fat people? Okay, that's a pretty broad statement, but alright, I didn't realize that every single fat person was some kind of scientist. Alright, professor, enlighten me.
What is ironic is that you call us an echo chamber, but you live in an echo chamber as well.
Go on.
And actually, it's more beneficial for you to live in an echo chamber than it is for us.
Whether or not it's more beneficial for one group than the other is a completely moot point. It's irrelevant. It's more beneficial for you to live in an echo chamber than blah, blah, blah. What? Who cares? There's literally no point to that statement, and it's unprovable. How do you prove who benefits more from living in an echo chamber, and also who cares? What does that even matter? The actual point to prove is if you do indeed live in an echo chamber, not who would benefit more from living in one. Can we stay focused, please?
Society, by and large, already agrees with you.
Yeah, for once the herd is correct. This is like the only instance in which the group is correct. They are literally wrong on every other thing.
They already have your same opinion.
There's a reason for that. We've been seeing obese people for quite a while, like not like to the extent that we have today, but very large people have existed all throughout history, and they've always been seen the same way. Everybody has looked at them and been like, Brother Jonathan, why do you keep eating? In fact, the word obesity comes from the ancient obesus, which means to eat until fat. As we learned from Aubrey Hoff a long time ago. We can dive back into some Aubrey Hoff if you guys would like. Let me know in the comments below.
And it is an incorrect opinion.
Oh.
And there's a reason why that opinion is more favored than the science that says otherwise. Think about it. Who benefits from saying that all fat people are unhealthy?
Oh boy. Are we about to go where I think we're about to go? Are you about to pull out the fat acceptance Uno reversal card? We know which industry she's about to blame it on, right? I'm not going to say it. I don't want to ruin the surprise for those who don't know.
That you have to diet, that you are not healthy unless you're skinny. Who benefits from that? Could it be the diet industry?
Dang it, Big Diet is at it again. Dang it, Big Diet. I knew it. I knew it. Damn you, Big Diet. You're at it again. It's that deranged diet industry that's so all-encompassing and controlling all the different aspects of our lives on a daily basis. Damn it! Damn you, Big Diet. At it again. It's not like the food industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that far outweighs the diet industry and likely owns the diet industry if we're being real here, right? If we're using our brains. If I owned a brand that rhymed with Hesley, one of my first investments would be diet companies. Sorry, but I understand how business works. I'm sick, all right? I'm mentally sick, and that's why I would do very well in business, okay? And they would do well too. You think these people are idiots, dude? No. If you had billions of dollars, billions with a B, you could literally invest in whatever you want. You have so much money, you could just screw around and invest in dang near anything. So what are the odds that they would invest in multiple diet companies? I think the odds are pretty high.
Could it be the medical industry?
The medical industry is conspiring to make you lose weight. Why would the medical industry want you to lose weight when obese people make them a fortune? The last thing the medical industry wants is for people to be healthy, dingus, because then you'll never go there and they'll never make any money. That is the silliest nonsense ever. Do you know how much it costs for a gastric bypass? Do you know how much it costs for insulin? Do you know how much it costs to be a diabetic? There's constant costs to be a diabetic. Now you need all these stupid injections just to live, dude. You were literally tied to the medical system as a lifeline to support you just to live. You don't think they like that? Oh yeah, they don't want you to literally need their medication to live or anything. They don't like making money over there in the medical field. They want to cure everybody of their obesity so they don't make any money. All the doctors and surgeons and stuff are down at the hospital just chilling, looking at each other, having good old-fashioned staring contests and stuff. They're like, man, I'm glad we solved that obesity epidemic, but we ain't got anything to do now. I just imagine like a whole hospital full of doctors and nurses like playing tic-tac-toe. Just like hanging out and doing stuff that like kids would do in a classroom when the teacher left the room for a few minutes. They're throwing spitballs up at the chalkboard and stuff. You've got a surgeon standing up on the desk. Is that what happens? Do we all revert to a childish state when we don't have to work for 5 minutes? I think so. I think we remember like, hey, wait a minute. Living? We could live a life? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then we just start like having fun and being normal again. You see it all the time, dude. When people go to concerts and stuff, we all start acting like kids again.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh yeah. That medical industry just wants to shrink your body because they don't like money. They hate making money.
In our society, there is a hierarchy, and certain people benefit from that hierarchy. And why would they want to change things if they benefit from it?
Okay, are you going to get to some sort of science about whatever you're saying?
And look, no matter how much data and science I show you behind me, you're still going to call it inadequate for some reason or another.
For some reason or another, because we can see in real life the effects of obesity and we can see what leads to it. So like, it's literally silly to bring up a bunch of studies, especially studies that were done by biased individuals or by corporations that seek to benefit from them. If a brand that rhymes with the word Hessley were to release a study saying, sugar? It's actually good for you. You should all consume it all the time. Would you believe that? Because I wouldn't. Science can be bought and paid for. These studies often turn out to benefit the people who paid for them. How about that? It's almost like if you want to keep working as a scientist, you will come to the conclusion that supports the hypothesis of the people that paid you to do the study. If you ever want to work in this town again, bucko, okay, you'll play ball. You think I'm kidding?
Still gonna say that it's not actually science. Yeah.
It's science, dude. With a dollar sign where the S should be. Look at the look on her face. This perfectly encapsulates your argument.
Yeah. But then don't accuse people of being in an echo chamber.
You guys are living in an echo chamber. It's hilarious to accuse the rest of us of living in an echo chamber just because we all say the same thing. The echo chamber that the rest of us are living in is called reality. The reason why we're all saying that it's the same way is because we're all perceiving it the same way because we're actually living in reality. You live in an echo chamber because you specifically ignore all the studies and countless evidence that go against what you want to believe in favor of the couple of articles that support your claims. But it doesn't take any sort of study to show us the detrimental effects of obesity. Try climbing up a flight of stairs or climbing a rope or doing a jumping jack.
Jumping jack.
See, the baby agrees.
If you want to live in one, then. What do you think, then, is the motive for fat people saying these things if it's not for science and data that proves otherwise?
It's to skirt responsibility and make it somebody else's fault. What do you mean, what is the reason? It's clear as day. The reason for you guys to lie about data and seek out only stuff that confirms what you thought already is clear as day. It's your emotions. You want it to be somebody else's fault or something else's fault desperately to such an extent that you will literally go and seek out data that supports your argument against all common sense. We have no motives to go and fabricate data and stuff. My emotion isn't tied into any of this. I lost weight. I don't care. Are you really asking us, like, what would we have to gain from living in an echo chamber and blah, 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 blah? Like, dude, you're the only one that seeks to gain anything from this, which is why you guys do it. It's always somebody else's fault or this or that. We will do 10 hours worth of mental gymnastics to make it somebody else's fault before we do 1 second of real gymnastics to try to change our lives. Some of it is truly bizarre, dude.
Why, what would be the point of us just saying things without anything to back it up?
Dude, you guys say things without anything to back it up constantly because of your emotions. It's very simple. Human beings aren't that complex, dude.
Like, it doesn't make sense. We want this.
It doesn't make sense. Why would we lie? Why would we lie, though? We just wouldn't, okay? All right, the argument's getting very bizarre now.
Same treatment that everyone receives in the society. That's it. Regardless.
Weight loss may not actually make you healthier, study reveals. Oh yeah, who funded that study, dude? And either way, I don't care if every single magazine on Earth had that on the cover of it. That doesn't make that true. I literally don't care. There's no study that can make me not trust my eyes and my common sense anymore. My eyes and common sense are the thing that I use to ascertain the truth no matter what. 1,000 studies can say otherwise. I don't care. Because studies can be bought and paid for. I can't.
Regardless of whether we're healthy or not, regardless of whether we're fat or not, regardless of anything, we all deserve to be treated the same and given the same access to things.
Everybody does deserve to be treated the same, and everybody does already have the same access to things. We all have access to the same seat. If some of us can fit in it and some of us cannot, that is a personal problem that is the problem of the individual. It is not the seat that needs to change, my friend. Do not try to bend the spoon. That would be impossible. Instead, try to realize that there is no spoon. It is only you that bends.
And it seems like you don't think so.
Nobody said you don't have the right to exist. We just say we are not going to rebuild the world for you. And wherever you're at, it's your own doing.
You don't think that's true. And that's why you want us to live in an echo chamber. You want us to not have science and data to back up our things that we say.
We do? Oh, dang it. Why are we wanting to keep you down? What's wrong with us? Darn it. I'm sorry. Once again, you're taking the position of the victim for literally no reason. You want to keep us down. You want to blah, blah, blah. You want to dot, 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 dot.
So you're taking people that disagree with you and putting them into some sort of adversarial position.
And acting like they're just out to get you or something. If you ever want to not be taken seriously in a debate, just start talking this way. Just start accusing your opponent of being out to get you and try to make yourself the victim in all this. Just completely ignore the points of the debate and the conversation and just start trying to paint yourself the victim. Then everyone will know that talking to you is a complete waste of time right out the gate, and we can just end the debate before it starts, right? Like, we all just get up and walk out as soon as you start with this nonsense. We're like, oh, okay, you're gonna do this. Oh, all right. I thought we were gonna have an actual debate. You're gonna do this, though. Okay, this is completely pointless. All right, see you guys later.
But it just doesn't make any sense for us to live in an echo chamber without anything to back us up.
Yeah, it does. You guys lie because you like to make excuses and make everything somebody else's fault. What do you mean? It makes perfect sense. It's clear as day. You're not some sort of mystery enigma that none of us can comprehend. Like, why are they doing it? Why would they create an echo chamber and ignore science? Like, it's not, you're not a mystery, dude. This is very simple stuff. Human beings are not that complex.
It doesn't. Again, that's all from the link in my bio. That's not even all of the research that's out there. But again, I'll say it does not benefit fat people to live in an echo chamber. So that's why we wouldn't. It does benefit other people, though. And that's why you do.
It doesn't benefit fat people to live in an echo chamber, but it does benefit everybody else. And that's why we do. What? You proved nothing. That's complete speculation, and it benefits you way more. You guys have all these emotional problems about your weight. What are you talking about? So it doesn't benefit fat people to live in an echo chamber, but it benefits the rest of us, and that's why we do. And the science to back up whatever claims you made, which you actually didn't make any claims. You were just talking about why fat people wouldn't do that, and then showing random pictures of stuff in the background. You didn't actually prove anything or show us any sort of data or anything. That was a complete waste of time. Of course you guys suffer from confirmation bias and live in an echo chamber because your emotions are all tied into this thing. We have no reason to live in an echo chamber. You guys do. Oh yeah, that's really scientific, dude. You really concretely proved something. So that was hilarious. That person said a lot of ridiculous things. The majority of women are plus size and can't shop at a normal store. And you guys live in an echo chamber. They hit us with the no you. I know you are, but what am I? The Uno reverse card of fat acceptance. Please click the like button. 1 like equals 1 mustache combing. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.